Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you've been living isn't truly yours. Every belief, desire, and decision shaped by society, conditioning, and fear. What if your true self has been buried beneath layers of illusion? Carl Jung believed that life doesn't truly begin until you find yourself. The illusion of self is one of the greatest obstacles to true self-discovery. From birth, we inherit an identity shaped by family, culture, and society. We are told who we are before we even have the chance to ask the question for ourselves. The conditioning is subtle, yet all-encompassing. We adapt, we conform, and over time, we forget that there was ever another version of ourselves hidden beneath the expectations placed upon us. This is where the journey must begin, by questioning everything we think we know about who we are. Carl Jung understood that most people never truly find themselves because they never dare to look beyond the carefully constructed mask they wear every day. This mask, which he called the persona, serves a functional role in society. It allows us to navigate social interactions, build relationships, and gain approval. But the problem arises when we mistake the mask for our true self. The more we identify with it, the more we lose touch with the deeper, more authentic parts of who we are. And beneath this mask, in the shadows of our unconscious, lies everything we have suppressed: our fears, our desires, our pain, our potential. Jung called this the shadow, and it is the key to transformation. The shadow is formed through years of repression. As children, we express ourselves freely, but soon we learn that certain emotions, behaviors, and desires are unacceptable. We are told to be strong, not weak, to be rational, not emotional, to be obedient, not rebellious. And so we push these parts of ourselves into the unconscious, believing that if we ignore them, they will disappear. But they don't. Instead, they manifest in ways we don't recognize, through anxiety, self-sabotage, projection onto others, or unexplained emotional reactions. Jung believed that our task is not to eliminate the shadow, but to integrate it, to acknowledge its existence and learn from it. Integration requires facing the uncomfortable truths we have buried. It means looking at the parts of ourselves we dislike, the ones we judge in others, and asking, what does this reveal about me? The more we resist the shadow, the more power it has over us. But when we embrace it, we reclaim lost aspects of ourselves. Jung saw this process as essential to individuation, the journey toward becoming whole. Most people resist this journey because it is painful. It requires dismantling long-held beliefs, confronting deep-seated fears, and stepping into the unknown. But those who avoid it remain trapped in a cycle of unconscious patterns, repeating the same mistakes, feeling lost and unfulfilled, searching for something they cannot name. Archetypes are another key to understanding the forces at play within us. Jung believed that within the collective unconscious exist universal patterns of thought and behavior, archetypes that shape our identity, relationships, and life experiences. These archetypes are not just abstract ideas, they are living forces that influence our decisions in ways we do not realize. The hero, the shadow, the wise old man, the anima and animus, these are not just characters in myths and stories. They are parts of us, waiting to be recognized. The hero archetype represents the part of us that seeks growth, purpose, and transformation. It is the drive to overcome obstacles, to venture into the unknown, and to emerge stronger. But every hero must face the shadow, the repressed aspects of the self that stand in the way of true evolution. In every myth, the hero encounters darkness, whether in the form of an external enemy or an internal struggle. This mirrors our own lives. We are all on a journey, and at some point, we will face our own darkness. The question is, will we confront it, or will we run from it? Another powerful archetype is the anima and animus. Jung believed that within every man exists a hidden feminine side, the anima, and within every woman, a hidden masculine side, the animus. These are not about physical gender, but about the balance of energies within us. The anima represents intuition, emotion, and the deep connection to the unconscious. The animus represents logic, structure, and assertiveness. When these forces are in harmony, we feel whole. But when they are suppressed, they create inner conflict. A man disconnected from his anima may struggle with emotional depth, fearing vulnerability as a weakness. A woman disconnected from her animus may struggle with self-assertion, feeling hesitant to take control of her own life. To find ourselves, we must integrate both aspects. dreams offer a direct path to the unconscious. Jung saw dreams not as meaningless fragments of the mind, but as messages from the deeper self. They reveal hidden fears, unresolved conflicts, and unacknowledged desires. Paying attention to dreams can provide insight into the parts of ourselves we have ignored. But most people dismiss them, unaware that the unconscious speaks in symbols, urging us to look beyond the surface. By analyzing these symbols, we begin to decode the language of our own psyche, gaining access to parts of ourselves that were previously hidden. The ego resists this process. The ego is the part of the mind that constructs identity, defining who we are and who we are not. It builds walls, sets limitations, and clings to a fixed sense of self. But the truth is, the self is not static. It is fluid, ever-changing, and far greater than the ego allows us to believe. The moment we stop identifying with the illusion of a fixed identity, we open ourselves to transformation. But this is terrifying for the ego, which seeks stability and control. This is why most people fear change. It threatens the illusion of who they think they are. True freedom begins when we realize that we are not our thoughts, not our conditioning, not the narratives we have been told. We are something much larger, something that cannot be confined to labels or definitions. When we detach from the false self, we experience life differently. We stop seeking validation, stop conforming to expectations, and begin living in alignment with our true nature. This is the essence of individuation, not becoming someone new, but remembering who we have always been. But individuation is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process. Every time we confront a fear, integrate a hidden aspect of ourselves, or break free from a conditioned belief, we take another step toward wholeness. It requires constant self-reflection, the willingness to question, and the courage to embrace discomfort. Most people prefer the comfort of illusion over the challenge of self-discovery. They remain asleep within their conditioning, never realizing that they are not fully alive. Jung believed that to be truly alive, one must embrace the totality of existence, the joy and the suffering, the light and the dark. Suppressing emotions, avoiding pain, or denying reality only deepens unconscious suffering. The path to authenticity is through experience, through fully engaging with life, not avoiding it. This means feeling deeply, risking failure, and stepping outside of comfort zones. Growth does not happen in the familiar, it happens in the unknown. Silence is a powerful tool in this journey. In silence, the unconscious begins to speak. But most people fear silence because it reveals what they have been avoiding. They fill their lives with noise, distraction, and activity to escape themselves. But the truth is, the deeper self cannot be found in external validation, material success, or the approval of others. It can only be found by turning inward. The paradox is that finding oneself often feels like losing oneself. Old identities dissolve, old beliefs are shattered, and what remains is raw, unfiltered truth. This process is unsettling but necessary. Those who resist change cling to a life that is not truly theirs. They play roles, follow scripts, and wonder why they feel empty. But those who embrace transformation step into a different kind of existence, one where they are no longer defined by the past but shaped by an unfolding present. The journey to the self is not linear. It is messy, unpredictable, and filled with contradictions. There will be moments of clarity followed by moments of confusion, breakthroughs followed by setbacks. But each step brings a deeper understanding, a greater sense of wholeness. It is not about achieving a final state of enlightenment, but about continuously evolving, continuously integrating, continuously becoming. The greatest illusion is that we are separate from ourselves. The moment we see through this illusion, everything changes.